Hey, this is PJ with CLK Supplies, and this is the HPC Pocket Cut Up, part number TKM-90. Now, is what this really is here, it's a little manual tubular key machine. To be more specific, this is going to allow you to cut tubular keys by code. Now, you can duplicate them as well by first decoding and then cutting. And that's actually what I'll do here in a few moments. But I just want to talk a little bit more about it. All right, now this comes factory preset to cut 7-pin, both Chicago Ace and Fort Lock tubular keys. It does both the standard, the center cut, and then also the offset cut. And I'll show you here in a few moments how you can move between the two of them. Now, this cuts in the 0.016 depth increment, which is the most popular out there. And I'd say, I mean, for the most part, almost all the locks you're gonna encounter tubular-wise, this machine is gonna be set up and ready to go just right out of the box. Now, let's go ahead and we'll zoom in the camera. I'll show you how it works. We'll then have a little fun and we'll decode a tubular key and then we'll cut it. All right, so this is the little machine here, and let me just give you a basic overview of the parts and the pieces so you'll understand what I'm doing here in just a moment. So this piece right here actually is what's going to stabilize and hold the key and everything into place. Let me take that out for a moment. Now, if I start spinning this dial in, which is the actual cutter, right? So typically there's a belt and a motor moving something like this on a normal key machine, but you're doing this, you're going to be doing this by hand here. Now, let me go ahead and just turn it and you can see it. See that come through there right there? That's turning right here. That's the cutter. All right, and as what happens is when you set the depth right here to that's a 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Wherever you set that, that's where you're gonna be able to turn this cutter right here to, and that's how it's gonna stop it. Now, how you hold it all in place, like I said, is gonna be this mechanism right here, because it's what happens is you can see this pop through. Let me move it a little bit so you can see it. See it right there? This pops through. So what happens once you find your dial, your depth, and you put it where you want it, you just slide this piece through here, right there, and now it's locked into place. So when you're turning and doing all that, you're not gonna have to worry about messing anything up. Now right here is where we're gonna be putting the actual key. All right, and I'll go over that when we actually go and start cutting the key. But that's the basic overview of how this works right here. Now, if you're gonna be doing offset, right? So it's set on the, the center, what, is like the standard, and then there's the offset. How you're gonna change that, okay, is you're gonna put a key, all right? You're gonna take a tubular key, any of them's fine, and you're gonna set it up to where that little top shoulder, right on the top of the key, you want to put that right in line with the C. Move it there, just like that. See how it's right in line with the C right there? Once you have that, you're going to take this Allen wrench, you're going to put it into the bottom here in this little hole. The Allen wrench is provided. There we go. We're just going to loosen it. We're just going to slide this whole thing. Oh, get that cutter out of the way. We're going to slide it all the way over to the O, just like that. Once you got it there, we're just going to tighten it down. Now you're ready to cut offset, but this one we're doing is a standard, which is the most popular here. So I'm going to just go ahead and move it right back to the C, just like that. Tighten it back down. Just like that. So now we're back at the C. But if you need to change the offset, that's how you do it. It's real simple. It's nothing to be worried about. Move that out of the way. All right, so that's the basic overview on this machine and how it works. Really simple. Works really nice as well. Now let's go ahead and let's, I pulled this little vending lock at inventory here, and let's go ahead and let's decode it and let's duplicate a key. So the first thing I like to do when if you're gonna be doing this is, we know there's gonna be 7 cuts on here, right? And that's by just looking at the key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay? So that's how you're gonna know that there's 7 cuts on here. Now, what I like to do is just right up top here on a little sticky note, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just write the 7 different spaces, and then I like to make little lines here. And that's so as I'm going along, I'm not gonna get confused and lose anything. So, miscut a key. So I'm gonna go ahead and I just did that real quick. Real basic, simple, but it's gonna help us as we decode this here. Now I'm gonna decode this when I'm as if starting on the right side and going to the left. Also, I'm gonna be going clockwise, okay? Just like this. It's the same way I'm gonna cut the key. However you decode it is the way you're gonna wanna cut it, otherwise you're gonna get confused and you know, you're gonna be cutting it backwards. So now HPC, they provide this little depth gauge right here when you buy it. So you can use this and this will get you to the depth. Now is what we're gonna be doing here is I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go to the first cut here, which is gonna be the first one onto the right on the clockwise side. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'll try to get it so the camera can see this really good here. But I'm gonna start trying just to put this little gauge on here. I'm gonna try to find the right depth. And as what I'll do is I'll probably just take a couple pictures and I'll put them up here so you can see exactly what it looks like. But is what you're gonna do is you're gonna find the perfect depth that fits into that groove just perfectly, just like this. So that first cut is gonna be a number 4. All right, so I'm gonna put right here a 4. Then we'll go to the next one. Now, if it's a little questionable for you and you're not quite sure what the right depth is, go on the shallow side and just make like a little star next to it or something, because that way, if the key doesn't work, you can go back and fix that key and not have to start over. So we'll go to the second cut here. Let's try number 4. Now we can see that's a little too short. All right, just barely. So I'm gonna flip this around. I'm gonna try the number 5. All right, as you can see there, right there, that makes a perfect for number 5 there. So go ahead and put a 5 there. And like any sort of cut on a key, once you do it enough, you'll start to, you know, you can kind of eyeball how close you are to it. Now we'll go to the next one. I'll try to start with a 2. It's a little short, so let's flip it around to a number 3. Let's see, get it so you can see it there. Just like that. There we go. So that third depth is actually a number 3. Go to the fourth one here. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to get it put in there. Oh, yep, look at that. That's number 4 is the next one. So go to space number 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a pretty deep one. Let's try a 6. Yeah, there we go. Space number 5 is a 6 depth. So go 6. Then we'll go to number 7, which looks like it's probably a 1 here. You can barely, it's just barely sticking out. Let's see. Yep. Just like that. That's number 1. Last but not least, number 7, which is going to be right on the left side of that little top shoulder piece there. So get in there. Let's see what it is. Try a 6 first. It's a little short. You can see the cut's a little deeper than the gauge. So let's move it over to number 7, which is the only option we have there. There we go. Perfect. Number 7, just like that. Just put 7 down there. Okay, so now we have all of our cuts right here from decoding this key. Now we'll go ahead and we'll cut it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this put in, and I'm going to just put it right in here on the C. Okay? Now, to get it to the first actual position we're going to cut, we're actually going to move the key 1 space over clockwise, just like that. All right? Let's see if you can see that. There we go. Now, once we have it in that first position, because we're going to be cutting it clockwise or right to left, so to speak, going around. After we get in that position, on space number 1, I'm going to be entering in and looking at my little chart that we made here when we decoded that key. Okay, so we'll go ahead and set this right here so I can see it. And then we're going to set this first space as a number 4 depth. So we're going to go right over here to our depth selector. We're going to go to number 4. We're going to lock it in, just like that. Now when you have it locked in, you can't move this, okay? It's going to be nice and stationary. It's also going to hold this key in place. So once you have that, we're going to just go ahead and push in and turn until it quits moving, okay? Just like that. So then when it spins nice and freely, you're just going to back it off. We'll open it up here, and we'll go to the second space. So I'm going to turn the key, I'm going to turn it counterclockwise because we want to move, we're going to cut clockwise. So we're going to move to that second space here. And as you can see, all these different little lines here on this piece, that's where all your spacing is. So that's where you're going to be moving this key around on it. All right. So we're going to go to the second position, which is, or second space, I should say, right there. Okay, once we have it there, we're going to put in our second depth, which is a number 5. So we're going to move this number 5 right in line with that mark, hold it in place and lock it in so the number 5 can't move. Then I'm going to push in and start turning and cutting this key here. Now once it turns smooth like it just did, you just go ahead and back it out, open it up, and we'll go to position or space number 3, just like that. Now the space number 3 is actually a number 3 depth, so we're going to move this until 3 aligns, just like that. We're going to lock it in. Once we lock it in, it's going to be nice and secure. And we're going to push in, we're going to cut it and turn. There we go. It's nice and free. So we'll back it off. We'll go to position number 4 here. Right there. Position number 4 is a depth number 4. So I'll move it there to a number 4. Push this in, get it nice and locked in. Start turning, pushing in and cutting it. Like I said, like when you start turning it, you're going to feel the little cutter cutting, right? Typically there's a belt hooked up and a motor that's turning this, but we're just using our hand, a little elbow grease. So we're going to turn it until it's nice and smooth. You're not going to feel any cutting. So then we're just gonna back it off here. Then we're gonna go to position number 5, just like that. Now position number 5 or space number 5, I don't know why I keep saying position, but is a number 6 depth. So we're gonna go here, go to number 6, get that locked in, go in, turn in and cut it. Just like that. Let's back it off again. Now we're going to go to position number 6, just like that. Now position 6 was just that little tiny cut, number 1. So we're going to dial it in right there to a number 1. We'll go ahead and get it nice and locked in. And push in here. Get that first depth, just like that. Nice and spinning nice and smoothly. So back it off and go to our last position, number 7. Now the space number 7 is actually depth number 7. So we're going to turn it around all the way to number 7 right there. We'll go ahead, we'll lock it in. Let's go ahead and put this last cut in here. Start spinning it. It's the deepest one on here. So. All right, nice and smooth. Let's go ahead and back it off here, the cutter. Let's pull it out. Let's take a quick peek. Looks good. Let's go ahead and try it right here in our lock moment of truth, right? Push it in, and there we go. There it turns. So that is how you cut a key with the HPC Pocket Cut Up. Now, what I did here in this example is I showed you how to cut it, how to decode and then to cut it. Now, if you just have a code and you print it out on your code program, you can just go right to cutting it, of course. But I think you'll find it a pretty nice, easy method, especially if you're going to be doing this in a place that doesn't have electricity or you want to be able to keep it handy and do it on the spot. The other thing you can do with this is you can pick a lock with, you know, your tubular pick, and then you can use this gauge right here to decode your pick and then cut it by code. So that's the HPC Pocket Cut Up. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.